Do you know Mika Brzezinski? Not know, as in know her personally, but know of her. She's a presenter with MSNBC where she co-hosts the show Morning Joe. She's a prime example of someone who took time off work and then made a powerful comeback. Her story is very interesting. Just before she turned 40, she was fired from CBS News without any warning. After a year of struggling to find a job, she finally re-entered the market in a position that was far below her skill set as a news reader. But Mika being Mika, she used the opportunity to rebuild her career, and she eventually became the co-host of the show Morning Joe and a best-selling author. In this episode, I will be showing you strategies on how to get back in the job force after taking time off. I love stories, so we will be using Mika as our example. I am your negotiation coach, Dr. Gloria Esoimeme. I'm a board-certified internal medicine physician with a master's in global health and a PhD in health services policy and management. In Mika's book, which she published, I believe in 2010 or 2011, the book is called Knowing Your Value, which I strongly recommend you read. Mika detailed her return to the workforce. Her journey provides valuable lessons on what to do and what to avoid when you are re-entering the job market. So why do women take time off? Just like Mika, some women step away from their careers for various reasons. It could be because you were fired, or you're raising kids, or you went through a divorce, so you took time to travel. It could be for mental health reasons. It could be to care for a family member or elderly parent. There's so many reasons why. And some women are gone for like a few months, while others take years off. So irrespective of the reason why you took time off or the amount of time taken, the main challenge is figuring out how to successfully return to work without undervaluing the skills and experience accumulated over time. I'm a strong believer that you can always turn your lemon into lemonade. So there are advantages in taking time off. So one of the advantages of taking time off is the time and space away from the daily grind. You have time to clarify your goals and values. So instead of just going with the flow, you place brakes on the grind and then decide on what your next steps are. Do you want to continue your current job trajectory, or do you want to explore a new career, a different career experience? I also understand that there might be pressure to return to work for financial reasons. Others may be for a renewed sense of purpose, or you're just bored. And I also understand much more that it can be very overwhelming, especially when you're comparing yourself to people who were former colleagues and have advanced in their careers during the time you were away. Let me walk you through this process and show you 7 strategies to relaunch your career using Mika's experience where appropriate. The first step is to identify your new career path. If you have time before re-entering, take a step back and evaluate where you want your career to be in the next 5 to 10 years. What this will do is help you accept roles strategically rather than you settling for anything available. Even if you take a low-paying job, it should be strategic. The point in taking a low-paying job would be you're taking this job because it's going to get you in the direction of your goal. We'll use Mika as an example. She took a low-paying job as a news reader. It was okay initially, and then she later transitioned into being a co-host of the show Morning Joe, which she's still there till now. And then your next step is to do an assessment to determine your current skills and gaps. So you do this by reviewing your previous experience and then determine which skills are transferable to your desired career path. You identify gaps and take action to bridge them. And this could be through courses, certifications, or self-study. Number 3, leverage your network. So I highly recommend you update your LinkedIn profile, attend industry events, reconnect with old colleagues, and let them know you're searching for a role. There should be no shame or judgment in finding a new role. And anyone who judges you because you are in between jobs, forget that person. That's not your friend. And if you search for a while with no results, you could consider working with a recruiter. The fourth step happens when you get opportunity for interviews. The fourth step is to be confident. You know why? You have something to offer. If your resume did not meet the requirements, they would not call you in for an interview. And even if it's a courtesy interview through one of your connections, performing well in that interview may turn the tables around from just a courtesy interview to a job. During that interview, address your employment gap directly and do not apologize. What you should do is frame it as a period of growth and learning. Highlight any freelance work or volunteer roles or skill building activities which you undertook during your time away. And number 5, consider volunteering or working part-time, not for long. This is important because these short-term projects or volunteer roles can help you build confidence, credibility, and then ease your transition. I know I said consider volunteering, however, avoid staying in an unpaid or low-paying role longer than necessary. Give yourself a time frame and then reassess, because the longer you work for free, the more your value goes down. Number 6, so you finally have a position. I want you to negotiate your pay strategically. Why it's important to get your foot in the door, avoid undervaluing yourself. If you must take a lower paying role, set a clear timeline for moving up or transitioning to a better opportunity. Remember Micah, she moved up the ladder work-wise, but her pay was still meager. So Joe's salary, Joe, who was her co-host, his salary was more than 14 times hers. Beyond the psychological effect, she could not afford to buy appropriate outfit or makeup for TV. Viewers even started complaining about her outfit. Mika's experience showed that negotiating your pay is crucial. She worked hard, her roles changed, but did not demand for what she deserved until much later in her career. And number 7, be resilient and believe in yourself. You're going to get a lot of no's. Rejections are a part of the process. However, it takes just 1 year to get you back in the game. So remain persistent. There's a book called, I'll show you the book, I have it here. It's called Go for No by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. I highly recommend this book to help you develop resilience. You can read this book multiple times while you're in the process, because the more no's you get, if you read this book, it's gonna help the no's just roll over. It's not gonna affect you that much. So I strongly recommend this book. So now we've gone over the 7 steps. Here's my call to action. So if you're listening and you're already in the struggle of trying to re-enter the workforce, I see you. You don't need a reminder of how hard it is to get back in. Instead, I'm turning to those who are already in positions of influence. I'm talking about managers, leaders, recruiters, because they hold the key to making this transition easier for those who are job searching. I like this quote by former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. She said, "There's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women." Let's change the narrative. If you're in a position to help, don't just watch. Mentor, sponsor, refer, open doors, and create opportunities for other women. The power to lift each other is in our hands. I want you to always remember that you were born with the potential to be great. Imagine living in your full potential of greatness. That's my goal for you as we continue to engage through my podcast and other materials. I hope this would help you grow into your full potential. And if you want to fast track your growth, come work with me. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let's schedule a strategy call to see if we are a good fit. And also let me know if there are topics you want me to discuss or if you have questions based on this episode. Send me a private message. I would also appreciate you hitting the subscribe button so I can connect with you weekly. Thank you for listening. I will be on the next episode. Be great.